This is leftover French mimosa from Christmas. Cheers! My eyes look a little red, but it's only from being tired, I swear. So, Christmas is over, New Year's is coming up, and I'm doing the thing that a lot of people do whenever that kind of time comes around. Think about the year. Think about what's coming up. Bad things, good things, yada yada yada. So, in another video I made, I was talking about how my mental health has gotten better overall. Ignore my cat using the litter box. But I was talking about that a little bit. I mentioned that, and it has. But there's also some things that probably will never change. Like, I'm diagnosed by a professional with depression, with anxiety, among other things. But depression and anxiety specifically is what I'm talking about right now. And I think that there's ways to cope with it. For me personally, there's ways to cope with it, but I don't think it's ever going to go away for me. Not completely. Like, have I been doing better? Yes. Are there some things, systems that are set up so that I will never be at a certain level? Also, yes. Things don't always get better. But sometimes you can get better, if that makes sense. External things, you can only control so much. You can surround yourself with people that treat you better. You can live in a place that's sunnier. You can... What else is something external? Diet, exercise, all that kind of stuff helps, for sure. You can do things to help yourself, like engaging with hobbies, taking your vitamins, diet and exercise, like I already said, all those other things that externally help you internally. All those external things that help you internally. I mean, you can do all those, and that can definitely help you cope with things that you're dealing with. For some people, it makes it go away completely. That's great. For me, it makes it better, but it doesn't make it go away. So, ultimately, the root of all the things going on up here that doesn't really go away is, one, just our society as a whole. Capitalism, racism, sexism, whatever other ism you can think of, because I'm a lot of things. A lot of things that people don't like for some reason. Those systemic issues make it so that a large majority of people have a certain idea of who I am in their head, which makes them treat me a different way. And there's also just capitalism. It makes it, the way that we have it set up, it makes it so that you have to work almost every day, if not every day, in order to either save up to survive or just to survive. And I don't vibe with that. It makes me very sad. I'm constantly thinking in the back of my head, what can I do to make money? What can I do to get a better job, or get a raise for my job, or do things on the side for money, so that if something happens, then I'm able to support myself, or if, I don't know, I just need it because things are so expensive and getting more expensive. I'm constantly thinking about that, and that makes me sad, that makes me anxious. It makes me sad because there's people that don't have to deal with that. There's people that make like millions of dollars a day, and they just can't. Like, that's just allowed. And yet, I have like big chunk of my paycheck taken out for taxes when I don't even make I don't even make, I don't know, like, I don't even make like 40,000. I don't even make 40,000 a year. So it's like I don't even make whatever the, I'll have to look up like what the average is, but I pay more taxes than a billionaire is what I'm assuming. I'm not saying that is fact, but it's what I'm assuming because they usually get out of it a bunch of ways. And because of all that, I become more isolated. I work a lot. I don't really go out very often. Maybe like once a month, if that. And it's because I'm exhausted. It's because I work so much to the point that I am burnt out. And I can't heal from being burnt out because I still have to work. So that means I don't have a community, or at least I'm not able to interact with my community. I have to keep to myself in order to try to heal as much as this burnt outness is doing to me. And so the cycle continues. Now, besides all of that, let's just talk about me. Or I guess people's ideas of me. Or just what I think people's ideas of me are. I think generally that people don't like me. And I don't mean this in the sense of like, I don't know, people just look at me and they're like, I don't like you. No, I'm talking about like people don't like me. Not the outer persona of whatever outward layer facade that I put on for acquaintances. People don't like me. I saw this video on TikTok of someone talking about having autism and being like interacting with people, and that they don't blame people for not liking them because of how they are, because of their autism. And same. Now I'm not talking about depression, anxiety. I'm talking about my autism / anxiety. I have a certain facade that I wear, and it's not really fake. That facade is still me. That mask is still me. It's just a toned down version of me with select things that I show people that I know that they will like. Does that sound manipulative? Maybe. It's not meant to be manipulative. It's like when you want to be friends with somebody and you know that person likes football. You don't personally like football that much, but you do like the certain team. So you bring up that certain team while you're talking to that person. That's the kind of thing that I'm talking about. I try to find things that I have in common with people, and I talk to them about it and try to build up a relationship, some kind of friendship based off of that. And I try to be friendly. I try to be a shoulder to lean on. I just try to genuinely be a good person to them and empathetic kind of person to them, because I genuinely like helping people. I genuinely enjoy listening to people's issues, trying to just like be someone that they can rely on. People don't do that for me. And once I get comfortable with someone, once I think, oh, this is a safe person, they listen to me whenever I have issues, I listen to them, I'll let that mask drop a little bit and start doing like some kind of, I guess, autistic things where, I don't know, I guess I'll just be funny or think I'm being funny, but it's actually just cringy or weird. I'll. Oh, my nose is running. Or they will instinctively know how to do things or how to say things or how to be, and I won't. I don't have that social instinct. I'm able to notice social cues and pick up on them and respond once I see a pattern. Like, I build all of my social skills on patterns. And I guess I technically can't build social skills. It's like I just have these post-it notes in my head with things written down like, oh yes, when someone talks, you have to make eye contact. When you meet someone, you have to shake their hand, but not too firm, not too soft. When you hug someone you don't know very well, make it very light and last like, I don't know, 1 to 2 seconds. And it's like these post-it notes are like all over my head, and some of them fall off because, you know, the sticky backing on the post-it note isn't very strong. You gotta wait. So, like, everybody else, they know how to do this stuff. I have to think about it. And so I either lose my chance at doing it, like the time already passed before I figured it out in my head, or I do it wrong. And so people don't like me. people people notice that I don't do these things correctly, so they automatically think I'm just rude or a red flag in some way. Let me let her out real quick. And it's even worse when I have this strong sense of justice where I have to, or feel like I have to kind of follow these rules that I thought everybody else was following. The worst part is when you're taught these things on how to be a good person, how to be good to other people, and then people make up their own rules in response to those, or like kind of extensions to them, and you don't get the memo, and everybody's looking at you like, what, you didn't already know this? An example of this, I guess, would be one rule, don't lie, okay? Simple enough. Don't tell a lie. But there's these extensions added on, like, okay, you can tell a lie if it's to help somebody's feelings. Or you can tell a little white lie if it's something that doesn't largely impact them. Or at least you think it doesn't largely impact them. And it's like, well, if I don't think that this lie is worth keeping, but you do, who's right here? And something else that really bothers me is how I try to always be aware of other people and what I think other people want. And when someone does something that isn't within that realm of anticipation, it bothers me. Like, if I have done the dishes 3 days in a row and someone else hasn't noticed that I've been doing the dishes 3 days in a row, and let's say a month before this I had already said, hey, can we alternate between doing the dishes? Like, I try to communicate that. I try to bridge that gap of understanding. And they're like, oh yeah, sure. You'll do these this day, I'll do them the other day. But here we are again. I'm 3 days into doing the dishes. On the 4th day, I bring it up. I'm like, hey, can you do the dishes since I've been doing them 3 days in a row? They're like, oh yeah, sure. They're still laying there. The morning after, I do the dishes. And I feel like I'm just crazy because I think about how having dirty dishes affects other people living with me, but they don't. And so I'm the only one picking up after it, and that takes an emotional toll on me, even when I try to not let it bother me. because it bothers me too. Like, I constantly feel like I'm helping other people or just trying to be that person that they would deem as good, when a lot of people don't give that back. And so it makes me wonder, should I even be doing that? Like, should I, like, not even mask? Should I, like, not force myself to make eye contact when I don't want to, or stim more often, or be more blunt with my communication, because it seems like people don't listen when I do it any other way. And then it's just like, well, that won't help either. And even if that takes less energy on my part, that'll still make me feel bad because other people still won't like me. So it's like, all of this affects me on a daily basis, and I literally just fight with it every day, or I go through it every day, and I just want it to be easier. While in some spaces it's better because I do have a better support system, I shouldn't have to think about all of this. But really, it's all you can do. I am who I am, and I'm still trying to find that balance between what's good on me and what attracts the people that I want to attract. So you literally have to fight with things. You have to fight with your mind and things that you do every day. Because mental health is a constant battle. And I'm winning. At the very least. It's just that you have to fight with it every day. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you got something from it. I guess. It was mostly just me ranting, I guess. But, thanks for watching. Comment your favorite color. I don't know. Alright, thanks for watching. Be nice to people. Bye.